What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, I don't need to go into the big news of what's going on lately, but everybody knows about the voting fraud. And there is a mountain of evidence against them. You know, even the Democrats know that they stole this election or cheated this election. But it's not over. The media can claim that Biden won all they want. They can't actually do anything about it except for claim that he won. But they know they can't call a winner. It's not up to them. It's not the media's choice to make. It's actually the people's choice. But until all things are settled and everything with the court system and everything, you know, I just think it's going to be funny when the Democrats, even though they know they cheated, they're going to be even seriously pissed off when, you know, the votes are flipped and it shows that Trump actually won this election, which he rightfully did. So yeah, get ready for a few cities burning and shit like that, because that's what the left does. They attack when they don't get their way. You know, big tech and the media is so some lying motherfuckers. You know, they're literally trying to ignore everything and look the other way, and even try to claim that you know, all this evidence is being debunked when it hasn't. It's actually been proven. So, you know, you can't rely on the media anymore. They're full of shit. It's just a big propaganda machine for the new Nazi socialist communist party that bows down to China. Anyways, you can't trust Democrats. You can't trust the media. If they don't fix it, the American people are going to go in an uproar, because we can't trust our election process anymore. Quit trying to say that all the so-called glitches were not because of a computer glitch when it obviously was. You need to get that system out of place because it doesn't work. Anyways, I'm not going to go on and on about it. We all know it was voter fraud. After the court hearings and all that shit, everything will come out and it'll be shown that the Democrats cheated. So, I look forward to the meltdown from the left side when that all happens. Moving on. The main thing I want to talk about this week, as far as news goes, because there's just too many people covering the election process right now. I went and binge watched the second season of the television show called The Boys. Now, I liked the first season. The first season was pretty good. The second season was just kind of iffy for me. It was okay, but it wasn't like the greatest. I still liked it, but I think it could have been done a lot better. The whole Stormfront issue, I don't know, it was kind of bizarre and weird, and it was almost like she was used as a tool to keep what was really going on with Vought behind closed doors. Everyone was just ready to point the finger at her as everything going on. They did throw me off. I really didn't see who the actual villain was that was causing everybody's heads to pop or blow up until the very end. I was like, oh really? So that's the villain, you know? I really didn't know who it was until they showed that at the very end. They kind of kept that character in the background. Like, You knew they had something to do with all that was going on, but didn't really realize that they were the ones that were really behind everything. Homelander being put in his place, I don't think will last very long. If they do decide to do a season 3, I think he's really going to flip on him. He's about ready to just, I mean, seriously, about ready to just go all nuts on him. I mean, it's bad enough as much as he's been. I think he's going to go 10 times worse. I think Seth Rogen tends to rely too heavily on fucking retarded ass sex jokes. That's a problem with him. Almost every show he's involved in has something to do with some retarded ass sex crap. Some type of sex joke. The whole Russian with the stretching penis or whatever was just retarded. It was dumb and ignorant. I did like the Cindy character they threw in there and left it off to where she got out. And it'd be kind of cool if they actually did bring her back into their 3rd season. Like they pick her up, she becomes part of the boys team. That would actually be kind of cool. I don't know. There was some good stuff about this, and then there was some bad stuff about this season that I didn't really care for. The whole love thing between Starlight and the main guy. I just think they just need to just go on official and say that they're boyfriend and girlfriend and just move the fuck on already. Dragging it out's just dumb. I kind of see in the comics, I know something to do with the comics. They all shoot themselves with Compound V, the boys do, to give them edge against the suits. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. I think they need to. I think it was like they were just trying to be way too careful not to get them in any serious fights with the suits, except for with Black Noir. And I know in the comics, Black Noir is like a clone, or was actually a failed experiment of Homelander. So I don't, and they didn't show any of that this round, so that's kind of curious. He's basically Homelander. He was just a failed first attempt at creating Homelander. So I don't know. It's a little strange the way they're going with it. I understand it to a degree, but at the same time, they need to just give him the Compound V and get on with it and move on. Because they're starting to slow. It's not progressing like it should. But otherwise, season 2 wasn't bad. I liked it. It was decent. I think it could have been done way better. Hopefully they tie some knots and bring some stuff in that should have already been brought into season 3 if they do a season 3. So season 2 of The Boys, 2 thumbs up. Check it out. It's not bad. Alright, let's move on to your B-movie reviews. Okay, all you movie holics, this week is Action Week. I got 2 action flicks for you. The first one is more of, you know, like a buddy cop movie, sort of. It's a cop and a dog. It's sort of action comedy. And the movie, maybe some of you seen it, some of you not. It was kind of popular at the time. It's called K-9 with James Belushi, Mel Harris, and of course Rando as Jerry Lee, the dog. This movie was done in 1989. It made about 78 mil worldwide. And basically the story is kind of like any other buddy cop movie, you know. There's some, of course, big drug dealer or whatever, and you know the cops are trying to bust him. The 2 cops in the movie, and that's basically the story here. It's just typical 2 cops go after bad drug dealer guy. You know, that's basically what it is. James Belushi plays this cop who is always after this one particular guy. He's kind of obsessed with him. He can't quite get him. He's in narcotics. But he gets this idea of, you know, if he gets him you know, a K-9 unit, a drug dog, that the dog could sniff out the drugs for him, and he'll have an easier time of busting this guy. So that's what he eventually does. He goes and gets him a K-9 unit by the name of Jerry. The guy tells him, the sergeant, he tells him that he's that's the only dog he has available for him. And of course, you know, Jerry Lee is an alpha male, so they kind of fight back and forth, you know, about certain stuff. The dog don't want to do what James Belushi wants him to half the time, vice versa, that kind of thing, you know. But anyways, that's where all the comedy comes in. Anyways, they eventually track down the drug dealer, and they figure out he's having a big score, so they're going to go show up and bust him while he's trying to make this big score. In the event the dog gets shot, he shoots the drug dealer dead. James Belushi does. He takes the dog to the hospital, and of course he gets patched up and blah blah blah. That's pretty much basically in the movie. You know, all ends well, blah blah blah. They got the drug dealer, you know, happy ever after ending, you know, that kind of thing. I remember seeing this when it first came out. It's been years ago. I just rewatched it. There are a few funny moments in it. So it's not bad on comedy. You know, I've always liked James Belushi. But it's not as funny as I remember it. I remember it being far funnier, but it's okay. It's not bad. It was a decent flick to watch, you know. It was okay. Now, I know that it made 2 sequels. They tried to make 2 sequels. One called K-9 11, and the other one was like K-9 PI or some crap like that. I don't know. I didn't watch either one of those. I heard that they were really bad. I'm not sure if I ever get around to watching them, because this one was just okay. And if it's as bad, if those are as bad as people are saying they are, I probably won't watch them. But this was a decent flick. There wasn't any special effects in it, so I can't give you really a rating on the special effects. A 2 maybe, because there really wasn't any in there. Maybe some scenes where cars are blowing up. That's about it. The acting was good, so I'll definitely give it a solid 4 because, you know, I love James Belushi. He's a good actor. So the acting was really good. Even the dog did really good. Story-wise, it's typical, normal cops go after drug dealer type of shit. So story-wise, I have to give it a 2 because it was just bland. It was the normal shit. Overall, this movie was a 3. It was decent to watch. I give it 2 thumbs up. Go ahead and check it out. It's okay for a first run. And that's all I have to say on that one. The next one I'm going to talk about was done in 1980. It was called Night of the Juggler. At first I thought this was going to be kind of like about a serial killer, but it's far much more than that. It actually had quite a bit of action in it, surprisingly. This stars James Brolin, Cliff Gorman as the killer or kidnapper or whatever, and then Abby Bluestone as the daughter of James Brolin. Now James Brolin, he plays a retired New York cop. Basically, he's kind of in the middle of a divorce, and his daughter, played by Abby Bluestone, it's just coincidental that she's wearing these overall suspender type outfit. It looks the exact same as this rich real estate tycoon daughter. She's wearing the same thing. They're both going to school. They're crossing into a park, and the kidnapper, he wants the rich guy's daughter, but he makes a mistake and he grabs James Brolin's daughter instead. So he kidnaps the wrong girl. He doesn't realize that. In fact, he doesn't realize it through the entire movie. The kidnapper thinks he has the rich girl when he doesn't. He's got the ex-cop's girl. Anyways, and it's kind of weird because they make it look like she's remaining calm through the whole thing. It's really strange. If I was a kidnapper, I'd be a little freaked out with the way this girl acted with me. But anyways, throughout the movie, at the very beginning, when he first kidnaps the girl, James Brolin, you know, who plays the ex-cop, man, he's like all over on his ass trying to capture him. And they have like 2 or 3 car chase scenes and crap like that, him trying to get him. So there's quite a bit of action right from the very back. But of course he gets away with the girl. And then he's trying to ransom her, even though the real estate, the rich guy, he's all like, well, my daughter's here. What are you talking about? You know, the police get involved. The police are kind of dicks to the ex-cop. They don't really like him. There's a big rivalry between him and another cop that he takes off to the police station because they try to arrest him and all kinds of bullshit. And this other cop tries to kill him in the middle of the street, just shooting at him and crap. It's crazy. So there's a lot of action going on in this movie. It was really shocking and surprising how much action they actually put into this movie. It really kept me watching. It wasn't, you know, you had a couple slow spots, but for the most part, it was pretty much a lot of action. Surprising. It was not a bad movie. In the end, you know, he catches up to the kidnapper. He figures out who he is and how to find his daughter. And eventually, you know, him and the kidnapper have it out, and he ends up shooting the kidnapper and the daughter, and him get away or whatever. He gets out of there with his daughter. So, you know, happy ending, whatever. It's a good movie. I was really surprised, but it's actually really good. But of course, the 80s had the 80s, they just had amazing good movies. You know, they were far better than the shit they put out today. Anyways, special effects. Well, wasn't a lot of special effects. Again, you know, it's more like car chases and you know, shooting and stuff. So it wasn't any really special effects in it. I'll give it a 3 for decency. You know, I mean, you know, the car scenes and car chases and stuff, it looked fairly realistic. So I'll give it a 3 for decency. But it really wasn't a major special effects. Maybe, you know, some cuts or some crap like that. Other than that, nothing major. The acting. The acting was really good, actually. I thought the accent was pretty good. I'd give it at least you know, a high 3. It was definitely not quite a 4, but definitely pretty good. The acting was really good. It's decent. So definitely a high 3 on the acting. Story-wise, actually, I never. I mean, you know, I see movies where you know, the father's pissed off at the kidnapper or whatever, blah blah blah. You know, and something goes down and shit. But boy, they really just went all out on this one. You know, the guy and then the guy, man, he just bam, he's right on his ass trying to nail this fucker. So yeah, story. I'll give it a 4 because it was pretty original. You know, you might have a little differences here and there with later on movies, you know, kind of like Ransom, you know, with Mel Gibson, that kind of thing. You know, there might have been, and you know, just subtle differences. But yeah, this was really good. I like the story on this one. This is good. So definitely a solid 4 on the story. Overall, I actually give this movie a 4. It was really good. I was kind of surprised for an older flick. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Definitely give this a movie a chance. Check it out. You'll be surprised at how much you actually like it. Anyways, that's all I have for you this week. Tune in next week. I have a couple more for you to review for you. Until then, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you've just been told.